Hey, it's Brad from BackcountrySkiingCanada.com. Today we're here at Boulder Hut Adventures. You can see it in the background there. We've been skiing here for a week, but I've been testing this watch, the Suunto Traverse watch, for about a month and a half now. This is the newest Suunto watch. It's a full-featured GPS watch. It's different from the Ambit 1, 2, and 3 series though. We reviewed the Ambit 1. You can see that review over here if you're still looking at buying one of those. The Ambit 2 and the Ambit 3, which is obviously the latest version. This is a pared down version of the Ambit, so it's still a full-featured GPS watch for hikers, trekkers, climbers, skiers. I've been using this mainly for ski touring. It does have a GPS functionality built into it, but it's less complex and much easier to use. So there's no multi-sport features. They've got rid of all those, but it still has the phone integration. You can get phone, email, text, social media alerts, things like that. The one thing that you'll notice with this is on the Ambit's series of watches, they had a GPS unit built into the strap. Now it's built into the bezel, so it's a lot cleaner looking than the Ambit series. And also the GPS mode in this, the GPS module rather, is uses the Russian Glasnost satellite system, so you have more satellites to hook up to. So I have found this quite a bit quicker to link up to satellites versus the older version of the Ambits. Some of the cool features on this watch are vibration alerts. So if you get a text now, it'll vibrate silently if you want. You can also have an alarm as well to notify you that something's come in. It has sunrise, sunset times built in, so great feature for ski touring, you know, when you have to get back to the lodge in time. It also has a step counter and calorie tracker built in as well, which is handy for those people that like that. The biggest feature on this that I really love is the breadcrumbs. So right now, if I go out on a trek or a tour, it'll actually track me in real time and show me a graphical display of my route, which is nice to see where you've been, but also what I find it really handy for is after I've gone out and I have to make my way back, it has a starting point, has an arrow of how the watch is orientated, and I can actually tell where I'm going back to, and I've done that a few times on the hut to see we're on the right track to get back, and it works flawlessly. The other cool feature of this one is a flashlight mode. So there's a light built into all the Ambit series and also the Traverse watch. If you hold it down a little longer, the display lights up a lot brighter with a little flashlight icon. You can actually use it to find things. I've used it a few times to find my way around the hut in the dark, so that's pretty handy as well. Weight-wise, it's 9 grams lighter than the latest Ambit 3 and 1.5 millimeters thinner and $50 less expensive. So not a huge change on any of those fronts, but you know, still it's going in the right direction. The other big thing is the improved battery life. So the Suunto Traverse watch has 100 hours in GPS tracking mode, which I believe is double of the Ambit series. So that's a big benefit. And this watch retails for $450 US, but I want to show you a couple of those features I just talked about now. So let's go in and have a look at those a little closer. So if we look through some of the features here, you can see the time, the date, and the sunrise time is 8:01 p.m. Through the side function here, we can see the seconds, the current elevation, and that's the barometric pressure, so right now it's steady, and below that the battery icon. And then you can see my step counter as well for the day. So I've actually done some ski touring today, so there's quite a few steps in there. And then your battery life at 95%. And then back to the sunrise. And under the next feature here, we can see the current elevation and the temperature. Then we've got our compass, and then our step counter as well. And under each of these functions there's secondary functions as well. So under the step counter you can see the steps I've averaged over the last few days, the steps over the past few weeks, and then the average steps, 2,297 steps. And then the steps today, and then as well the calories burnt. And then it goes back through the cycling of them. And then back to the main menu. If we want to look at the GPS functionality, we can click on the start button here, and we can go into navigation, recording, displays, logs, books, things like that. If we go down to the logbook, whoops, and look at one of the old logs. Let's look at today's. Ski touring started at 9:34 in the morning, and that was the second month, 2016, 11th day. And then you can see that we had a distance of 5.25 kilometers, did 1 lap. 4 hours and 30 minutes was the total time. And then there's the tracks. That's the breadcrumbs view of where we went, start to finish. Very handy feature. And there's our profile of our ascent that we made. So you can see we went up and down, ascended 715 meters, descended 832. And then total elevation gain, actually we went up to an elevation of 2,596 meters, and then went as low as 1,880 meters. And there's our averages. And it goes back into our logbook as well. I can get out of that by holding down and exit out. And then we're back to the main page again. If I want to track an event, I hold down that button. I can go into ski touring, start it up. It's going to be searching for a GPS signal, and it's found one right away. It tells me that we're ready to go, and it'll start tracking, a little vibration alert there, and we are now tracking. If I press the button here, I can pause it at any time for a lunch break or something, and then I can go back into it as well. And when I'm done, I just hold that button down. And we haven't gone anywhere, so you won't see much information. And I can go back to the main screen again. And this logs all the activity, and then I can upload that to the Suunto Moves Count website, and it'll actually overlay that on a map, and I can get a lot more data up on the site as well. And then the flashlight feature down here is a light feature, so I just hold that in, turns the flashlight on, and there it is. And I can turn it off. And those are some of my favorite features of the Suunto Traverse watch. So there you have it. That's the Suunto Traverse watch, GPS functionality, new from Suunto this fall. Been loving this watch. For the full review, you can go to the website and look at it over here. And if you want to see anything else for GPS watches, skis, boots, bindings, clothes, anything backcountry skiing, go to backcountryskiingcanada.com. Thanks a lot.